If you're in your 20s, you've been told lies, whether you realize it or not. You've been told lies by people that love you, and it has to be up to you to find out whether they're true or not for the life you live. Well, I'll tell you right now that there's three major ones that I want to highlight in this video that I was told growing up, and I believed for quite some time until I decided to take upon myself to start reading books like the ones you see behind me and interview well-known people and people that essentially could tell me how I should think and how I should approach my life. So if you take on these lies throughout your 20s and into your 30s, you're going to come to realize that you're going to get to a point where you feel like your potential is limited. And if you're anything like me, when I was in my young 20s, I wanted more out of life. I wanted to thrive. I wanted to experience things that most people wouldn't experience. That led me to joining a college basketball team where I wasn't a player, but I was a staff member, and I was able to travel the nation and win games and championships and have this incredible experience, especially from someone who never played high school basketball. So it was unheard of for me to have the position I was in. And then for someone who decided to leave that life after earning a promotion and going all in on a book Instagram page and growing that to over 100,000 followers and turning it into a business, to now someone who runs a business every single day, can make my own hours, can control my earning potential, and has completely shifted how I think and how I operate on a daily basis. So if you're between 18 and 30 years old, I think this video can be really beneficial for you, and it's going to save you a lot of hardship and anger as you grow through your 20s, because you could save yourself a lot of energy that could be put towards things that could further your life in a better direction. So the first lie is that hustling 24/7 equals success. Now, I believed this for so long, especially during my basketball experience and then early on in my business career. And I didn't only believe this, but I was passionate about this. I found a lot of identity and willpower in my hustle, in my ability to burn the candle at both ends, to work long hours, to be the first in, the last person out, and to be Mr. Reliable. And although there's a lot of value to some of those aspects, it's a sure way to burnout, but it's also not a clean-cut equation that hustling 24/7 equals success. So you're told to work harder than everyone else and that you should be someone that is constantly reliable and you should always have your phone on you. And if you don't, then you don't want to work hard enough and you're not going to succeed. You could actually live a life where you work less and succeed more. I know that might be earth-shattering. It was for me, but it's not about the time you put in. Well, it's not about how long you work, but it's about the effort that you put in during the time you're on. You know, a classic example with financial markets is a lot of people are trying to time the market. They're trying to find out how they can make the most money and know when companies are going to go up and down before the company knows itself. It honestly makes no sense, but a lot of people believe in that. They believe in timing the market. But what I've learned from many financial advisors and financial gurus and the books behind me is it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. And what that means is it's more about your consistency and your endurance within the market that will allow you to create wealth versus your ability to be some guru and know when the stocks are going to go up and down. I think the same is with your work ethic and how you spend your time. If you put the best foot forward for yourself during the time that you're working, you're going to be able to get much better outcomes than someone who might be working for 20 hours in a single day but might be aimless with their efforts. So this problem is really an epidemic because you're going to burn out far before you even find success. And you're going to also sacrifice a lot of other aspects of life. If you look at some of the most famous people, they're all divorced. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, the list goes on. They let their work take over them and not value a relationship. Now, you make your own decision, right? If you want a family life and you want a successful business life, you could have both. I'm here to tell you could have both. It takes a lot of strength and patience and planning. It's not something you could just wake up and wing. But if you truly want to have great success in career or business and have a great family life, it's possible. You just have to be very diligent about it. But many people who have reached the highest of heights with success have burned ships in all other aspects of their life. They have no social life. They have no romantic life. Their fitness is probably terrible. And if you ask me, I don't think you should ever even trust a unhealthy or a fat business owner. I know it's a hot take, but it's a belief of mine. If someone can't take care of their own body and be fit on a daily basis, then how can you imagine they're going to take care of you as one of their clients? I mean, for me, that's a no-brainer, but you can make that own decision on yourself. So that's the first lie, that hustle 24/7 equals success. The second one is follow your parents' life and advice and play it safe. You know, I'm sure there's people, maybe it's yourself or your friends, where the family has a business, or the dad's a doctor, so the kid's going to become a doctor, or the dad's a lawyer and the kid's going to be a lawyer. That again is fine if that's the route that you are passionate about yourself, but don't let your parents be the one that make the decision for you. Make the decision yourself. If you're just as passionate about the medical field or the law field as your father or mother is, then more power to you. Go for that. But don't follow your parents' advice and their life path if you don't want to, and if you're not going to get lit up every single day by your passion, by doing that work every single day. And why this is so detrimental is because your parents want what's best for you. They want you to be safe. That's their job. Their job is to coddle you and keep you safe. But some of that advice could be the worst advice because it's not going to allow you to experience what life has for you. You want to make mistakes. You want to fail. You want to embrace adversity and hardship because it's going to teach you more about yourself than any other experience or any teaching your parents can give you. So for me, as an example, like my father's family has been in the restaurant business for decades. It would make a lot of sense for me to go into the restaurant business, to work my way up from a dishwasher to a chef to an owner. And as much as I love the restaurant industry and I love food and I love everything about that, there's not a single aspect in me that wants to go own restaurants or work in restaurants. Mainly because I live in an era today where I know I can put my efforts in a much better vehicle to create better outcomes for myself than maybe my parents or family had during the time they grew up. And I don't think restaurants is the best place for me to do that. But most people would see my life journey and they would think, you should be in restaurants. Your family has had success there. Why are you in basketball? Why are you talking about books? Why are you making a YouTube channel? But this is what I love. I am an amplifier. I'm an amplifier of other people's stories and messages and the insights I learn from books. I am a wisdom curator. I am someone who can distill complex topics into simple, digestible insights. And that's what I've learned about myself, what I enjoy and what I'm great at. And that's what I want to be doing. Now, fortunately, when you do lean into your passion and your interests and what you're great at, you will find that money can follow you, and then everything can make sense, and you could be doing what you want to be doing and earn an income from it. Okay? So, it's never good if you follow your parents' advice blindly, and your 20s is truly the best time for you to take risks. It's the best time for you to build skills. It's the best time for you to travel and learn about who you are as an individual. It's the best time for you to hear other people's opinions and formulate your own opinions. And it's honestly the best time for you to go down the unbeaten path. If the rest of the world is going right, this is your time to go left. You have no baggage. You have no family, spouse ideally, no pets, kids. You have nothing. You're never going to come across another time in your life period where you're going to have as minimal baggage, figuratively, but also figuratively, but also physical baggage that you need to carry wherever you go. So this is the time for you to seek and to absorb and to consume and also to create, to find out what you want your life's task to be. You know, there's an amazing book by Robert Greene called Mastery, and it's all about finding your life's task. It's a great book for all 20-year-olds to read, and I totally encourage you to read it. But your whole life journey is to find your life's task. What can you sink your teeth into? What can you go a mile deep, inch wide, and just devour as an individual? This time period, 20 to 30, if not, we want to extend it even further from high school, 14 to 30, is your time to figure out who you are in this world. And as you get to your late 20s, as I have, you're going to come to realize that a lot of people are going to put themselves into a box. And that's, again, okay. Let them do what they want to do, but maybe that's not your path for you, and it hasn't been the path for me. They're going to go find a job, they're going to find the corporate ladder they want to climb, and that's what they're going to do. And we need people like that, and I send all grace and blessings to them, but you might find out that that's not the path for you, and you're someone that might want to have 5 different careers over 50 years, or even more careers, right? So just embody your own intuition and find what is best for you, but don't play it safe during your 20s, and don't follow your parents' advice if it's something where they're pushing you towards an area that doesn't light you up. And the last lie is money and followers equals success. We live in this digital era where there's plenty of people with large audiences and influence that are commanding attention. They're shifting the economy. They're shifting elections. They're changing how we consume information. Some of those people are bright and are people that you should listen to, but as an absolute statement, all people with audiences and followers and money are not as successful as you might think, or people that you should 100% listen to. So just be mindful of this. Don't see that someone has a bunch of followers and likes and take it as this person is doing amazing work, I should listen to them. Because first and foremost, as someone who's built an organic audience on Instagram and every other platform, but Instagram being my largest platform, you can buy followers. I have it myself. I built it organically, but I know since being in the game that you can buy followers, you can buy perceived value, and you can display this image that you are doing far better than you actually are. And there's actually a concept in the online business world called broke influencer syndrome. And what this essentially is that there's a lot of people with large audiences that are actually making no money, and if anything, they're in loads of debt. Yet they're conveying this lifestyle that they have it all put together. So be mindful of people who have money and followers that are showing that they're successful. And this comes from someone who has lost a lot of money on investing in different programs or different individuals because they looked like they had it all put together and they looked like they were smart, when they were just really good marketers and really good at conveying how they could be perceived online. So the real success that you'll come to realize in your 20s, and I've learned, is leverage. Freedom over your time. Relationships that fuel you, and a presence that attracts opportunities instead of forcing them. The biggest component of that is what I first said, that real success is leverage. If you're chained to a desk, no matter how much money you're making, whether you're a business owner or a corporate employee, if you're chained to a desk, you have someone above you who's telling you what to do, when to go out for lunch, when to go to the bathroom, when to have these certain deadlines done. That is not real success. I'd rather have someone or myself earn $10,000 a month and be able to do whatever the heck I want to do on a given basis and fuel my creativity than make $1 million a month but be chained to a desk, not have freedom over my time, and work on stuff that does not fuel me. So I encourage you to find a path, find a vehicle where you can earn real wealth and be someone that can flourish your creative abilities, but just be mindful if that comes at a cost for you, and what is that vehicle or what's that environment that you're around or within that allows you to get there, because you want leverage. You want a vehicle that allows you to earn without working. You want something that could allow you to take the day off if you need to, or travel to a friend's house if you want to, or take coffee whenever you want, or take lunch early. You want to have that freedom over your time and your location despite how much you earn. So to wrap it up, I mean, those are the 3 lies that I wish I learned far earlier in my 20s. And now at 29 years old, I've embodied them to know what is on the other side of them and what's the truth. And just lead with intention on all that you're doing, and you're going to find the right path for you. And this, it might not even happen in your 20s. It might not happen in your 30s. I mean, the journey should be worthwhile despite the timeline you might set for yourself. If anything, you should detach from the timeline and lean fully in on just the journey and enjoying the process. So hopefully this was helpful. Share this with your friend if they're in your 20s and they're struggling with any of these lies, or you had a conversation about it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm focusing solely on these videos to speak to my younger self who is 18, 20 years old, 25 years old, and sharing all I've learned from reading books, building a 6-figure business, and speaking with a ton of thought leaders and well-known people, and conveying all these pieces of information that I wish I learned far earlier. So I hope it's helpful for you too.